General Hasnain, from the perspective of the Indian military, how do you see our adversary change? Make no mistake, this is India's #1 national security challenge, way bigger than any threat posed by Pakistan army or by Pakistani terrorists. How do you see the maneuverings of the PLA across the line of actual control change or evolve on the back of Xi getting another term?
Rahul, to specifically answer your question, I will have to go into a background, but I don't want to do that because that may take time. So let me be very cryptic on this. Firstly, I think that once he is elected, his emphasis is going to change more to internal rather than external. Because I think the challenges are going to be very much largely internal also. And we are seeing the build-up taking place. Midway through the next 5 years, things may change completely. I do also feel that the external dimension for China at the moment, Xi Jinping attempted to perhaps go out and do more than what was required. This whole issue of coming and trying to dent India's confidence and take the fight to India on the borders, etc., hasn't really resulted in anything. It hasn't given him anything.
No, it has. In fact, our entire move towards drone warfare, expediting weapon purchase, making the Indian army feel the fact that there could be a real war with China. Earlier, Pakistan was seen as the bigger adversary. Now realizing that China, so it's led to a lot of change. India actually benefited because you got a wake-up call.
That's a different question, Rahul. You asked me something different.
Yes.
This is a different issue. I mean, how is it affecting, how is the PLA going to do it? Well, what the PLA has done has had all this effect which you have just spoken about. If you had asked me that, I would have told you the same thing. But the point is, what is they going to do in the next 5 years? How is the PLA going to maneuver? This is what you asked me.
Yes.
What I'm trying to tell you is that the PLA is not going to be as aggressive as it has been in the past, because I think this realization should go home very clearly that Taiwan is not winnable at the moment. There's no guarantee of winning. Neither is the LAC any guarantee of a victory. Ukraine has very clearly demonstrated to the world that conventional warfare today too may not be winnable. You see, this notion was attached normally to hybrid and counterinsurgency and things like that, long drawn out wars. But even conventional wars are becoming unwinnable. And this is one issue which the Chinese will be very, very careful about. Because if you don't get victory on a battlefield in which they're attempting to go in, is going to dent their future, the future of 2035, the future of 2049. So I do feel the PLA is going to be a little more conservative in its approach on the line of actual control. But contrary to that, yes, you're absolutely right. They have instigated us, they've triggered us, they've initiated everything as far as India is concerned, which was required for so many years. And there's a transformational effect taking place in the Indian Armed Forces, the appointment of the CDS, the theaterization concept, the Atmanirbharta concept. All this is a revolution in military affairs within India which is taking place. And that's all happened because of what they decided to do.
Oh, absolutely. These are things that were being spoken of even when General Hasnain was in service and even long before that. But now there's an expedited move to try and actually implement some of those changes, because the Indian army has also seen the real face of the enemy and therefore now preparing for actual combat, if it comes down to that. God forbid that it does, but at least Beijing also knows that they will get a bloody eye.